You guys got fans. You need to come out here and say hi. Come out here and say hi to your fans. Hey, what are you so grumpy about? Did you sleep right? Did you not sleep good? What are you so grumpy about, huh? Why are you walking so slow? You all right, buddy? Hey, Larry. Larry. There's our mascot, Larry. He likes being scratched behind his horns. So this is what I do. I come out here and I scratch him between his horns and he just goes nuts. He loves it. Yes, one-horn Larry. One-horn Larry. If it wasn't for that vicious bar fight, he'd have two horns. Hey, why are you eating my foot? What are you doing? All right, guys, I gotta go back to work. No. Say good morning, Devin. Where are you going? Devin? Starting to work on the rear quarter. I got that trim shaved. It's pretty smooth. It's still gonna need to be blocked out a few times. Get it perfectly smooth. But that'll be final sand on the whole car. Working on the quarter panel now. I'd already fixed that dent. There was a dent right here where the bumper got pushed into it. I straightened that out. And then there was a dent here where something had hit it. Got those straightened out. And now working on the rest of the quarter panel. The trim strip had been shaved and the holes welded shut, which typically leaves a little bit of a low spot. So that's, you can see all of those low spots all the way down. But what I did is I took a long board with some sandpaper and went down. This is some 120. I started with 80 grit and then did 180. What I did is I guide coated it with some white spray paint all the way down the quarter panel and then went down a few times in a crisscross pattern. Kind of hard to do that and videotape at the same time, but there we go. So basically you go down with a long board that doesn't flex much in a crisscross pattern, and what it does is anywhere that it left some of that white spray paint, there's a low spot that has a dent that needs to be fixed. Great, there's a pretty good one. So you go down the whole panel, and of course where it sanded all the paint off, there's a high spot, a low spot, and you do that for the whole quarter panel. So now that we know where the low spots are, where they need to be pulled, the skin needs to be pulled out, we're going to use the Unispotter. What this does is it welds a little stud onto the skin of the car. You put it in here and then you weld it into the low spot, and you can pull the skin back out where it's low and put it back flush. First thing, since this is a weld, just like any weld, you gotta have bare metal, so I gotta get rid of all that paint down in that low spot so I can put the stud in there. So this tip on it is spring loaded. Pushes in, you put it on the skin, push it in until this outer ring touches the skin, which provides a ground. And pull the trigger for just a few seconds, for about half a second. And it puts that little stud on there. Just like that. So the Unispotter has two tools. First one being a slide hammer, and all it does is it clamps onto the stud, and then you can use it to pull big dents. This is a smaller dent, so we're not going to need that much. So the other tool is a T-handle that grabs that stud, and then you can just put a little bit of pressure on it and tap around the outer edge of it and pull that dent out. you're gonna do is put a little bit of pressure on it. Tap around the outer edge of the low spot. And that should work it out. You don't want to pull too hard because you're going to end up stretching the skin and then you end up with a big high spot, which is even worse. So now to check it, you got to take those studs off. Believe it or not, what works good is safety wire pliers. They've got a lot of leverage, and that little tip at the end there, you can really grab the base of it and twist it off in most cases. Snaps it off, and all it leaves is a little divot where the stud was. Just like that. So now, clean off the rest of the little bit left by the stud. And then hit it with the long block again, and you can see the sand scratches to see if the low spot got any better. There's still a couple of little low spots, but as you can see, it's sanded in the middle where the major part of the dent was. There's still a little bit of low, but body filler will fill that in. So that'll just be a little skim coat of body filler and it'll be good to go. So now I just got to do that a couple hundred more times.